Here is your latest African news. Africa-wide, reflecting on the needs of Africa's working mothers. Workplace inequalities and cultural restrictions and obligations mean that working mothers must often make a choice between staying at home with children or fully showing up at work. For many African mothers, the compromise usually involves decelerating their career growth or shying away from additional responsibilities in the workplace. No wonder the rise in gender gap at senior levels across sectors remains so wide. Now is the time to go beyond the normal and empower Africa's working mothers for upshared prosperity, which can only be achieved if more room is made for women at the leadership table. South Sudan. President dissolved parliament as part of a peace deal. South Sudan's President Salva Kiir has dissolved parliament, opening the way for lawmakers from opposing sides of the country's civil war to be appointed under a 2018 peace accord. Kiir's decision was announced on public television on Saturday evening, but no date was given as to when the new parliament will begin their work. The setting up of a new legislative body was part of an accord that was signed back in September 2018 between Kiir and Vice President Riek Machar for years on opposing sides during the 5-year civil war. Rwanda and South Africa. Rwanda and South Africa set to begin development and manufacturing of COVID-19 vaccines in Africa. Faced with what is described as vaccine nationalization and export restrictions on pharmaceutical products, Africa is feeling exposed, prompting the need to push for African-based solutions. South Africa and Rwanda have already taken bold steps toward the manufacturing of COVID-19 vaccines within the continent. Really exciting stuff. South Africa. Zulu Queen's eldest son named the next monarch. Prince Misuzulu Zulu, the eldest son of South Africa's late Zulu king, Goodwill Zwelithini, and his recently departed regent queen, has been named the next monarch as a succession battle plays itself out within the royal family. The 46-year-old prince was named the heir to the throne in the last will of Queen Shiyiwe Mantfombi Dlamini Zulu, which was read out at the royal palace this past Friday. Since the death of the late queen, who was Zwelithini's third wife and the sister of Eswatini's King Maswati III, various factions in the royal family have sought to put forward their own candidates to claim the throne. Ethiopia. Voters decide Ethiopia's election credibility, not EU, say scholars. Ethiopian Social Democratic Party President Prof. Beyene Petrus said the absence of EU election observers does not have any negative impact on the election process, as they were playing insignificant roles during the precious elections, apart from adding fuel to confrontations. Prof. Beyene further said that he had never seen the ones who have come as observers, including the European Union election observers, effectively discharging their responsibilities during the last elections. Instead, they had acted as tourists, coming for refreshments and leaving the main agenda aside. Chad claims win over rebels after President Déby's death. The military in Chad has claimed victory against northern rebels following weeks of fighting. The conflict against Libya-based rebels threw the country into crisis when President Idris Déby died after being wounded on the front line last month. The military takeover under the leadership of Mr. Déby's son has been condemned by the opposition and civil society groups, leading to protests. Sunday's victory parade was aimed at boosting the popularity of the Chadian military at a time of great uncertainty in the country. Kenya's tea production at risk over climate change. A new report says that climate change threatens to cause a dramatic fall in the output of black tea from the world's biggest producer, Kenya, suggests that tea production in Kenya could fall just over a quarter by 2050. Other tea-producing nations such as India, Sri Lanka, and even China will also be affected by rising temperatures and unpredictable weather conditions. Researchers warned that the change in climate could also affect the taste and the smell of tea. Thank you so much for watching. Visit our YouTube channel, Tunacheki, to watch the full news reports, and our website at tunacheki.tv for all the latest African news updates. You can directly support this particular news series by becoming our YouTube member or becoming a patron. And remember, Africa is watching. And remember, you can also leave your suggestions of topics you'd like us to cover in the comments below.